Hello, and welcome to this brief overview of the City of Portland's ARPA-funded Microenterprise Grant Program. This webinar will be about 10 minutes long and will provide an overview for successful grantees of the Microenterprise Program. So you should have received an email from me, Nancy Martin, with a link to this webinar that informed you that your microenterprise grant application was successful. If you need translation support, please send an email to me, Nancy Martin, and write translation request in the subject line. And I will make sure that the information in this webinar is provided to you in your preferred language. The funds for this Microenterprise Grant Program are provided by the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA. Since the COVID-19 pandemic caused more severe impacts in low-income communities, those communities were designed to be the beneficiaries of this grant program, in line with guidance from the federal government. The U.S. Department of the Treasury regards these communities as disproportionately impacted. Grantees under this program are, therefore, either businesses that are owned by low-income individuals or small nonprofits that serve low-income populations based on income thresholds provided by HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Grantees will receive funds after spending their own money and then requesting reimbursement from the city. And I'm going to talk through exactly how this is going to work. So the first thing I'm going to do in this webinar is review contact information. Next, I'll review the eligible uses of grant funds. And finally, I'll go into more detail about how you will be getting your money and what we need from you in order to make that happen. My name is Nancy Martin. I work in Portland City Hall. My title is Business Programs Manager. I work in the Department of Housing and Economic Development, and I am your point of contact for this Microenterprise Grant Program. My phone number is 207-756-8019. You probably already have my email address. It's nmartin@portlandmaine.gov, and I am here to answer any and all questions or concerns you have about this program. I also want to share contact information for free business advising services. Some of you are required as a condition of your grant to meet with a business advisor. Even if this isn't required for you in particular, I cannot encourage enough just how wonderful and useful and beneficial these services are. I would be very, very happy to make an introduction to any and all of these organizations that provide free business advising services. They can help you, they can match you with a mentor, they can provide guidance on financing, growing your business, marketing, and they're just really wonderful resources that we have in the Portland area. So again, even if it's not required of your grant agreement in particular, I strongly recommend taking advantage of these free business advising services. Next, the grant funds that you've been approved for may only be used for business expenses, not personal expenses. And eligible expenses will fall into two categories. So you can use your grant funds for working capital expenses, such as rent or commercial lease for your business, payroll for any employees you may have that are not you or your family members, utilities such as your electricity, inventory, supplies, equipment, and insurance. You can also use these grant funds for business development services to help maintain and grow your business. So the examples of that type of use may be accounting services, marketing, advertising, taking business courses or continuing education courses in your specific industry, hardware like a computer or printer, or software such as MailChimp, Constant Contact, a point of sales software like Square or Toast. It is more than okay if you do not spend your total award amount. That is preferable to attempting to use these funds for ineligible uses. We will not approve any expenses that have a personal benefit. So these would include paying, like this is something that we'll want to discuss if you have a home-based business, to make sure that the expenses you're proposing are actually eligible. So how do we do this? How will you get your money? Following this webinar, you will be required to email me the code word that I'm going to share with you. I will send you an income verification form that you need to fill out and sign, as well as a W-9 form so that we can send you the money. And you'll also get a template for your budget outlining what you plan to use your grant funds for. I'll also send you a marketing consent form so that you can opt in or opt out into city marketing about and sharing information about the fact that you received this grant. I'll also send you an electronic funds transfer form that's optional. We can provide your reimbursement funds electronically, but if you prefer to receive a paper check, that's fine too. And finally, I'll send you a form that you'll use when you're ready to submit for reimbursement. So once I receive all those forms, I will work to draft a grant agreement that you will sign and the city will sign. Only after that point can you begin incurring expenses. So if you go out and buy a computer today, before your grant agreement with the city is signed by both parties, then the city will not reimburse you for that expense. You can send reimbursement requests to me by email, or you can come into City Hall. I'm on the 3rd floor in room 308, or you can snail mail them. When you do send in a reimbursement request, it needs to contain the reimbursement request form in addition to any applicable receipts, invoices, and proof that you've already made this payment. Again, do not start incurring expenses until you have a executed grant agreement. That means it's been signed by you and the city. So once we have that grant agreement executed and you submit a reimbursement request, it should take about 20 days to receive your funds. And you will have 9 months from the date of the signed agreement to submit for reimbursement. This is somewhat flexible, but the important point here is that we want to make sure that these funds are being put to use. And if you're not able to use the funds, that's okay, but we want to make them available for other productive uses. So that's very important. So be happy to work with you if you have questions or concerns about spending your money. So the main point here is that you are not going to be getting a big fat check for $5,000 from the city. You will get paid after you spend your own money first. And then you will get reimbursed from the city once you've provided proof that you've made those purchases. The code word is resurgam. That's the city's motto. Please email that to me at nmartin@portlandmaine.gov to verify that you've watched this webinar. And I really look forward to working with you. I'm very excited about how these funds are going to help your nonprofits and your businesses and to support economic development in the city of Portland. Don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns you may have. Thank you.